Hey, Orange One here. We are going to work on our tomb for my cat, Messi, who she recently passed away in the real world. And I decided to honor her with this little tomb in the bottom of the underworld in Dwarf Fortress. We kind of got some tiles already planned out, and they should be getting built by our buddy here. Zon's gonna work on this tile, and we've essentially had to pause other projects to get this done. And I wanted to take some time for my cat to kind of honor her with this. So this episode I figured would be messy story time, and we would do some engravings with it. Um, so to get us started, I'll tell you a little bit about um, Messi and when I first met her. So this cat, she basically was a kitten, and actually, you know what? Let's go with kitten. No, cat. All right. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we can do kitten. It's just gonna be cat. That's the best we can do. Okay, so we've got this cat, and she was playing with a pebble, and my roommate saw her. I was like, "Hey, this is a cat. You were saying you wanted a cat." And I came out and gave her some turkey, some sliced turkey. And she was like this tiny little 6 month old. And she went for it, picked her up, brought her in, put her on some like newspaper, and she got kind of settled there. And of course, went and got some cat food for her the next day. So yeah, I'll tell you more, but let's get this thing made. So there's this cat. An object. Is there a pebble or a rock? Small rock, perfect. Small rock. Um, it's admiring. Let's see. Let's see. What's the best one? Striking down a rock. No. Is admiring. Contemplating. Hmm. Embracing. I mean, there she was fighting with it, is what I would say. The cat is fighting with a small rock. Um, and let's say, can we? Um, there's no like, you can't. Can you do a meal? A prepared meal? Um, let's say that the cat is eating the prepared meal. Is there anything that we can do made from turkey or something? I don't know. Say that I think that we can do an action or relation where the cat is eating prepared meal. Let's go with eat. No. Devouring. The cat is devouring a prepared meal. Yep. Is there any paper maybe? An object? Let's go with a book binding. Um, what about codex? Or scroll? Scroll, yes. Uh, let's go with admiring, contemplating. Is uh Prostrate. Surrounded by. I think that works. The cat is surrounded by the scroll. Done. So that's let's see, mural origin. I'm just gonna, just because I'm taking the time to like actually make these engravings, gonna get that done properly. So yeah, basically, she was a stray, and she kind of hung out with us for like a week or so, and I would go to college, and then I'd come back from classes, and she'd be like hanging out on the street, and was kind of like an indoor outdoor cat. And then she just disappeared, just gone. And I was taking the trash out. My neighbor said like, "Hey, um, this gray cat?" It was like a few days up, maybe like 4 or 5 days later. And apparently he had taken this stray cat that he had seen that he didn't know if it had an owner, taken it to the SPCA. Yeah. And so they ended up like having the cat there, and I ended up having to go pick her up, and it was fine, but it was an ordeal. Quite an ordeal to get her sorted out. Maybe I won't save after every single mural. That first one though, I want to get that down. I'm looking at him like, oh, we're like 7 minutes in. Dang. Okay. Um. So yeah, she ends up going there, getting spayed and whatnot, and then she came back, and one of my good friends gave me a ride and took her back to this apartment that I then lived with her for like a year, and she was like outdoor cat there. So definitely gonna need to do a mural for the her disappearing and then coming back. Um, that was quite an event. But we'll let some in game time pass, I think, because we gotta get this actual thing constructed. Um, so like, oh look, he's got his steel. I tried to get it started where one of the things was getting placed, the steel floor. Um, this is not in any designated spot, is it? Let's get this back in the living only designation. I think that will make this go a lot faster, as well as the special metal designation. I think that should help both of those things go a little faster. So yeah, let's go ahead and it looks like he's working on something. Go ahead and make a quick one for her disappearing. Let's go with, yeah, female. And then we're going to do them like disappearing. Is traveling. The cat is traveling, but they ended up coming back home. So a triumphant pose. Um, let's see. I think that's probably good. The shape. I don't think that there's any shapes that make sense. I'm just looking through this just to see what else we have right here. Minecart. Let's go in a minecart because they we had to take a car to go pick her up and then bring her back. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. So let's see, next story time while they're working on things. Um so we lived with her for like a year there. I had like a roommate and basically she was just like this happy little kitten that would hang out with all the college students. That would go up and down the street and have a good time. Very popular, right? Looks like he's putting the obsidian down. I've planned some of it down. I've got this pretty much all metal besides the black, which is obsidian, because you know, pretty appropriate, I think. So, in any case, Messi ended up kind of just disappearing again, like when she was about a year old. And I was getting ready to move into a different place. So yeah, all that. Oop, hold on, just give me a second. Sorry about that. All right, we're back. So in any case, she kind of disappeared, and I was like, "Where is this cat?" And she's disappeared for like a week again. Um, we weren't exactly supposed to have a cat in that apartment, so my roommate had told one of my neighbors, "No, that's not our cat." When he had asked about her, um, it ends up that he had the cat in his apartment, and she had been wounded. I don't know exactly what happened to Messi, but her face got kind of smushed a little bit, and so she was okay in the end. Took her to an emergency vet. They did their emergency stuff, tried to fix her up as best they could. Um, her mandible was split, but they were able to attach that back together with some wire, and it was pretty nuts. Like this cat, it was like I wasn't sure if she was gonna make it or not. She was a year old, but she was strong. She was really strong, and she ended up recovering. And she had bacon for the first time as her first meal after that crazy injury. So, I mean, that's quite the story, right? I think we're gonna have to honor that story with a mural. And look, you can see people working on things. A new image. Let's go with cat, female. Um, and let's say um, but then let's see. There's also going to be bacon. No, not bacon. I mean, it wasn't. It was more like meat. Yeah. Um. So let's see. Is there a hospital or anything? Um. Let's see. Traction bench. Yes, that works. Um. And let's say. Um. Can we do anything about healing? Let's see. The cat's triumphant, I suppose. Um. I mean, let's see. Hard to figure out what's the right one for this. I mean, cat is laboring. Um, cat is admiring the meat. And can we have them eating it or is devouring? I think that's pretty good, right? Yeah, there's nothing else that's relevant, I don't think. Yeah, I think we're good. Um, I don't know. Like, can we do it the triumphant one? Where's triumphant? That I just saw it. Where are you? Triumphant pose. The cat. Done. All right. There we go. We got our three stories there. She also then ended up traveling to a completely different state, going like over 200 plus miles in a car ride and living with another cat for a while, which was interesting. She did all right with it. Um, but ended up, traveling quite a bit and living in a number of different houses. So I think that we'll have to do something for her being a traveling cat after her injuries, right? Let's see. Female cat traveling. The cat is traveling. Um, let's say, because there was another female cat. There's two. They ended up kind of being friends. But it was definitely like one of the cats was checking out the other cat, and they weren't always getting along. There was definitely some fighting between them, but they ended up getting along quite nicely. It's raising. Yeah, I think that this is definitely a thing that cats do. Let's see. Is embracing. Yeah, they definitely cuddled. Cool. There's them being honored like that. I gotta get rid of this mud. I gotta figure out how to do that. So she lived there for a while. The other cat unfortunately had to get put down. Um, and we moved again and again and again. But she would run around indoors and had a very nice long big area at one of the places and would just like sprint around indoors and would play fetch with me. So she recovered and did quite nicely in her recovery and would like with the paper ball, scrunched up paper ball, she would like play with that and play fetch. So let's see. Cat female. Can we get an object? I think that this would be a ball. What about a scroll? Scroll roller. We're gonna call it the paper ball a scroll roller. And the cat is not playing. She would stare at it, it's contemplating. And then she would kind of like, I'd say, torture it. you know, Run around and hit it and whatnot. Fighting. It's fine with the scroll forward. Um, I mean, yeah, we'll do that. Cool. So she would play fetch, um, and she did that for like a long, long time. And although she had only kind of like one good eye, she would really enjoy to run around. She would like hide behind like a little wooden post, and think that she was hidden behind that, but she totally was not hidden. It was just like the most adorable thing ever. And that would happen a lot when she was playing. It was sad, what had happened to her, but it was also really cute. Some of the behaviors that she did as a result. Every once in a while, you're like, you're not very well hidden there. Let's see an object. Is there like a post, or a pole? Let's go just a tree. I think that might be the closest that we can get right now, or a shape. I'm not sure. Maybe a stick. I don't know what these are. Musical instruments. Yeah. I mean, it's a table leg. That's what I'm trying to go for. About a leg. Nah. Okay. Just gonna kind of look down here and see if I can. Oh, table. Table. Yes. And a cat at a table, so the cat's gonna be hiding behind the table. Table is hiding the cat. Um, I think that kind of works. Let's say not screaming, naturally contorted. Because she would like, you know, get into like the weird little pose that you see cats do when they're about to like charge at something. Um, then she got older and she stopped running around so much. She had like a back injury. I unfortunately was putting her down, and she kind of jumped out of my hands. It landed kind of hard. Had a bad back, and she didn't. It wasn't clear if she was gonna make it from that or not. It was kind of rough, but in the end, she did. But um, her health was not as good after that. So we'll do one for the cat. Let's see. And they're back. That is cringing. Um, let's see. Yeah, she was kind of hurting, but she ended up pulling through and doing well. So it was rough, but she ended up being triumphant. And that's just who the kind of cat that she was. Like she was just kept on fighting. Um, and then she wasn't doing so well a couple years after that. Like she did okay, but kind of lost some weight and got skinny and less active, but was still eating, enjoying things, but was started having some digestion issues and throwing up. Um, Still would play though, and still would cuddle. It was very sweet. Um, but it was definitely like a different quality of life at that point. For but then she like lived for like another 5 years, so she lived for a while, but like she wasn't the most active. Um, but she was very very sweet in her old age and was actually kind with like babies, and it's unlike her in some ways. So as she ended up becoming this like sweet old woman. um yeah. Let's see, I think that I had planned a tile that hasn't been placed down yet. Where is it? This one, is that a gold? And then this is actually, I think it's just steel. Floor done like that. Any more steel? Yes, we do have one more steel. Cool. So that means that this should all get built. So got the back injury. I think what we'll do one where she kind of got skinny or but was still like cuddly. Let's see. Um Thin, no. Thin scorch. Um let's see. There isn't one saying that it is that. Let's say that the cat is, and it's got the word thin there. Let's get rid of the thin scourge. I don't know. It doesn't seem to work to me. I'm just seeing if there's any words that are more appropriate in there. Nope, not really seeing anything there. This is just like a bunch of their instruments and whatnot. Yeah. Um, I think that we're gonna have to go with maybe line. No, line, really. And a circle. Maybe the cat is like sleeping. Like they're on top of the circle or something. Like it's like a cat bed. Yeah, let's do that. Um, I'm trying to see if there's anything to show that she was doing good or happy. Yeah, a lot of these things, these particular ones, are not the most positive things. It's kind of interesting actually what they've got in here. I mean, she's doing okay at this point. Um, let's say something kind of like that. Kind of hard to see where we can show her like eating or anything like that. Okay, I think that that's the best that we can do. So she kind of lived like that for a while. Let's do one of her being good with the baby, because it was a moment. Cat, girl, baby. Oh, really? Human, female. Um, and can we say is admiring? The cat's admiring the human. Human is admiring the cat. Is embracing. Cat is embracing the human. Um, I couldn't figure out how to do baby. And then, yeah, she unfortunately ended up getting some cancer, which was, a bit surprising because I thought it was going to be something else going on with her digestion or her nose because she always had like an infected nose or something like that. Um, but that wasn't what ended up doing her in. But she got to have a nice final 2 days essentially being outside. She was an indoor cat for 13 years. Um, like she lived 1 year as an outdoor cat, and then for 13 years she got to live the outdoor life or indoor life. And for a couple days she got to go out again. So we'll do a little something honoring the inside time and the outside time. Special image of cat. Cat. Um, there's plants. Like there was some grass. We'll go with that. Some grass. There was also some. What have we got around us? Oaks. And uh, um, what else have we got down there? There's some fruit trees. I think there was like a fig. No, um, the cherry blossoms actually just blossoming now. But that was actually after she passed away that it started blossoming. But she got to be outside. There's nothing like that, is there? What about cubic? Cube. Um, so X is hiding Y. The cubic cube is hiding the cat. The cat is contemplating the oak. Cat is um, she really wanted to get out. She really, really did. Um, but in the end, she did end up getting out. Cat is traveling, and um, cat is surrounded by grass. Cat is embracing the grass. Cat, she just liked to eat grass. Um, Engraving, she just kind of clawed on like a piece of wood. I don't know if it was a piece of oak wood, but it was some wood. Um, she did also pee when she was outside. Striking a triumphant pose. Um, do something like that. And then, of course, I had to put her down. But the vet was great that I ended up working with and didn't end up doing chemo. Just tried to end up putting her down, not extending it too much. But the vet was a really good vet, and I had family nearby, and they were all around and very supportive, and it's a relatively positive experience for what it is. And they all did a good job with it. So we'll have the cat, and then we'll have humans, myself, some other humans, and let's see, another human. And we're in a room. But there was a window. And from that window you could definitely see the clouds. Um and there's that, you could even see some pebbles. And let's see. The cat was definitely looking outside at the window. And definitely seemed to enjoy that. Um, she was surrounded by the humans. Um, and we were all definitely talking to her. What else would be appropriate? Would work well. We'll do that in the end. And I mean, naturally. And then I mean, technically that is what happened. But um yeah. There we go. That's basically what we've got. And I'm gonna do one last one for her because this is what I like to think of her as in those final moments. She just was had a great couple days sitting on my lap. Where would be appropriate for that? Embracing. There we go. There you go, Missy. That's a good girl.